It's not acid nor alkaline, caught between black and white, not quite either day or night. She's perfectly misaligned. I'm caught up in her design and how it connects to mine. I see in a different light the objects of my desire.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whenever you're watching this. Somewhat short video today. I don't know how short it's actually going to be. Only one thing on the plan for today. The landing gear actuator is going in, and we're going to function test it and possibly adjust the micro switches for the stops. I've got some other stuff that I need to do today on the Piper. I would have done it first, but all my tools are here. So I'm going to have to grab my tools when I'm done here and go over to the other airport and work on the Piper for a minute. The starter went out, so I got to get a new starter for it. I'm going to go and pull the old one off because the starter is no longer starting the engine, so that's fun. Anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and put the actuator in. We're going to get everything wired up. Not a permanent wire install. I've got the wiring harness together. I know it works, as I showed in a previous video. It does work, and pretty good, if I do say so myself. That being said, I got an email the other day from, and I'm going to butcher this name. If you watch this video, I'm sorry. Mark Zeitlin, I believe that's how his last name is pronounced. He emailed me yesterday and wanted to have a chat about the electric nose gear because he was directed by somebody else to my video where I bench tested it and I had to deal with the belt wear issue. He watched it and he wanted to talk to me about it and about some other issues, potential issues surrounding that system. So me and him had ended up having about an hour-long conversation on my drive home from work yesterday. And one of the prevalent problems with these, and not so much for the very easies or the long easies, although it does happen with those two, this problem is very prevalent with the cozies. Because they're a little bit heavier, especially on the nose end. The two pivot bolts have been bending at the right where they thread in to the cylinder. He has a fix coming for that. So we discussed it, and he asked me if I wanted to be on the list of people to get that fix, and I said absolutely. Even though it's not a big problem with the long easies, I want to make this plane as safe as possible. So yes, I do want to get that fixed when he gets it ready. I got a follow-up email from him last night about that. So that's in the works. That's going to be coming. And I told him, I said, okay, since that's coming, I'm not going to worry about getting it installed and getting all my limit switches set, all the micro switches set for the travel. He said, no, go ahead and do that because his fix does not change where the whole actuator is mounted. So he said, I feel free to go ahead and put it in. I can test it. Any running that happens on the ground is fine. It just seems to be an impact load because those pivot bolts take the majority of the load. Because when the front tire hits, all the force comes up the landing gear, goes through the actuator, and that actuator is only attached to the plane by that pivot bolt. So, okay, not majority, it takes the full load. So it's that impact force that's been causing a problem. So that's going to be fixed. I haven't noticed a problem with it. It hasn't been a problem on this plane, but this plane also hasn't flown with that system. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to leave it in here. I'm going to leave it functional. That way any other work I'm doing around the plane if I want to put it up on the nose, or if I want to put it up on the wheel, or if I want to drop it down. Especially since I can do that because I don't have an engine on the back. I don't need to worry about putting a ballast in the front to keep it from going up. I don't have to worry about the nose going up because of all the weight in the back. So that's pretty cool. We'll go, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get that installed and functional, so that way as I'm doing other work inside the cabin section, the cockpit, because I think next on the list, I've got to do the brakes, but I can do the brakes. It doesn't matter when I do the brakes. I can do the brakes whenever. It's on the main wheels now. I'm not using the brakes for anything, clearly, because engine's not even on it. So I'm not too worried about that. So yeah, after the nose gear's installed and working, and then I get the stuff from Mark to strengthen that area up and stop the bolt bending issue that's been happening. The next 3 big projects I have are installing fiberglassing carbon. I like carbon fiber. Using carbon to make the new panel mounts, the brakes, and then interior repaint. The interior repaint is also going to include the painted sections on the inside of the canopy. So that's all going to have to be taped off and stuff like that. So realistically, right now, I've got 3 big projects that still need to be done. And then once those 3 projects are done, there's really nothing I can do until I get really the avionics. I don't want to put the engine on until I get the avionics in, because I want to have room up front to work. And if I put the engine on, then I have to have ballast in the front to keep the nose heavy enough to where it's not going to tip up. And any ballast I put up front is going to take away from my working room. So realistically, avionics will get in. I'll get the CDI installed. I could start working on the fuel injection system if I had bought it yet, but that is something I can start doing. I can get prepared for that. But anyways, I digress. So today's thing, the actuator, we're going to start working on it. Alright, actuator's in, everything works. I'm actually really happy about that. The actuator is a lot easier to get in than I thought. I only have one minor issue, which the GoPro may or may not have caught it. This washer fell off. This goes between the shell piece that contours to the cylinder and the shaft that goes in there that the bolt goes through. I'm not too worried about this because I believe this gets replaced with what Mark's going to be sending me. I don't think I need this for that. And on top of that, the way I had it attached, I can't redo it here. I'd have to take it back home to do it. So I'm not really worried about it. It doesn't affect functionality now. And it could be a safety issue if I was flying the plane, which clearly the plane's not flying right now. So what I'm going to do right now is I want to adjust those micro switches a little bit. I'd like the gear to come down a little bit more and come up a little, just ever so bit more. So I guess I will do the GoPro for that. Yeah, I guess I will. It's going to be a time lapse anyway, so That last time lapse, as you'll probably see when you see it, is that last clip of me testing it going up and down, doing a full travel. The GoPro is telling me it's going to end up being a 2-second clip, so I'll go ahead and run the GoPro for this one. The only other things to note is the attach bolt that attaches the bottom of the actuator to the landing gear isn't tight. It's just hand tight. Again, I'm not flying the plane right now. I'm doing function tests. And that bolt fits tight enough in both the piece on the landing gear and the bottom of the actuator that I'm not getting any play. It actually took me a second to get that bolt through because it's so tight on both pieces. So I'm fine with that. I'm going to leave that as is for now. And on top of that, when it retracts or goes down, it's not hitting the channel in the fuselage. So I'm not concerned about it. Obviously, once Mark's parts get here, it's all going to be taken back out anyways. Once it goes back in, it will probably be final torqued and everything, ready for flight. But for right now, it's testing, it's coming back out. I'm not worried about forgetting it because, again, it's coming back out. So anyways, yep, GoPro, here we go. Hooray! What more motivation do you need than that? That's awesome. See you, Dave.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
All right, that project's done. I'm happy with it, sort of. There's some interference issues going on up in the front with the actuator. I'm getting a little bit of a popping sound when the gear goes all the way down, but I have the plate on the top. Let me just show you. Hold on. Whoa, let's try that again. Forgive my janky battery setup, but it works. So this plate right here is level, which is what I need. I'm having some issues up here. It just gets a little bit tight. That's fine. I can see it's hard to catch on camera. There's a gap up at the top. So really at the bottom, let me look at this other side. Yeah. So just right here on this bottom edge on both sides is where it's hitting. So I can easily go in there, relieve that out, and give it a little bit more room to work. And then one more flippy camera one more time. Right in here, it gets a little tight. So I had relieved this previously with the Dremel. So I'm gonna have to go in there and relieve that again. Relieve a little bit more out, but I'm fine with it the way it is. Again, it's all got to come back out again anyways. This time I like it the way it is. As far as the setup goes, there's a couple other things I was thinking about doing, but I'm not going to overwhelm myself with stuff. I'll get in there when I get the kit from Mark. I'm going to get in there, relieve those edges, so that way the actuator's got a little bit more room to work. But aside from that, and I didn't get a video of it, but when the gear retracts, the bottom face of the gear is perfectly flush with the bottom of the fuselage. So I got the two things I need to see out of it. the gear's flush with the bottom of the fuselage, and that washer I was just showing you a second ago is level with the ground, which is perfect. That's exactly what I want. That's exactly what I need. So I'm happy with all of that. Like I said before, I don't know what I'm going to do next. I got to go do the starter on the Piper, which is going to be another video that I'm going to do that's not Long Easy related, but I did have to come here and get my tools. Yeah, I'm not sure what project I'm going to do on this next. I don't know what I'm going to tackle next. I still am trying to find the braided line sections that I want for the brake system. What I'm looking for, in case anybody knows, and I have, there's a local aerospace hose shop around here. Aero Hose, pretty sure that's what it's called. They're fairly local to me. They're 45-minute drive from my house, so that's not bad. I requested information this morning, which it's Saturday, so they're not going to get back to me right away. It's, they're not open on Saturdays, which is fine. Neither here nor there. I'll wait and see what they see. But if anybody watching this knows where I can find, I want a 6-inch stainless steel braided hose, brake line hose, and I need each end needs a female 1/8 inch NPT thread. I cannot find anything. It's going to have to be a custom make from somewhere. I've got places that I thought I could use back from my motorcycle days. They make custom brake lines and stuff like that. But no one offers an NPT thread at all. Everyone's AN3 or AN4. So I'm trying to make the NPTs work. If I can't find anything and I can't get Aero Hose to make me what I need, then I'm going to end up having to change the elbows and everything that I already bought, and some other fittings that I already bought. I'm going to have to change those out for AN3s, because I can find AN3s all day long. It's the 1/8 NPT threads that I can't find. And where the elbows thread into the master cylinders and the calipers are all 1/8 NPT. So I can find those. Hindsight being 2020, I would have gone, and I can find an elbow that's got 1/8 NPT on one side and a AN3 on the other. I can find that. And I think I can find fittings to go from the stainless steel hose to a AN3 thread as well. So I don't really want to have to rebuy all that stuff again. But if I have to, I have to. But if anyone can help me find a female 1/8 NPT 6-inch section of stainless steel hose, I need 4 of them. One for each master cylinder, 1 for each caliper. If anyone can help me find those, be much appreciated. If not, and if Aero Hose can't do it, then I'm going to have to find a way to go with the AN3, which is fine. More money I don't want to spend, but it is what it is. So anyways, that's it for today on this project. I'm taking tomorrow off. I've been spending every weekend day here. I haven't had a day to relax. So I'm going to do this today. Or already got it done. I'm going to go take care of the Piper. I got to get the starter ordered for that. I'll get that all done today. Then I'm going to go home and hopefully enjoy some good dinner with my family, and sit down and watch a movie tonight. I don't care if I stay up late. Obviously, I'm not working tomorrow, and just relax tomorrow and maybe go for a hike or something. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been on a hike, and I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like. So, that's the other thing. During the time-lapse stuff, I stopped the time-lapse because Dave was here with his Long Easy. You would have seen that clip already because I'm going to throw it in there. I might throw it at the end of this. I don't know. Yeah, I talked to him. He said he was going to stop by and talk to me. He didn't. I guess he doesn't like me. No. Dave's really cool. A wealth of knowledge. I love talking to him. Really good guy. I was surprised to see him here, but there was the flight school that my instructor works at is having a Christmas party today, and I completely forgot about it. So when I showed up, I spent an hour over there. There's a guy that's got a Pitts S2 over there, real nice, black and dark green. He flew down from Idaho this morning, or Iowa. I think it's Iowa. It's one of the ones that starts with an I, not Indiana. Yeah, I was talking to him for a little bit, and then I saw Dave rolling up in the long easy, and I was like, "What's he doing here?" It was a good time. I got to see him. I was not expecting on seeing him today. So, anyways, I'm gonna stop here. I'll post a little clip of Dave taking off after this, and after the clip stops, what I didn't get, I saw him take off, and right after I stopped the camera, he went up quick. And then he turned in the pattern and went on the downwind, and that thing hauls. That thing is fast. I've been in that plane. I've been in the back seat of that plane with him. That plane is amazing. It does have a bigger engine than mine. I wouldn't mind putting that type of motor in this plane, but changing out the aluminum brackets, that is not a project I want to do at any point in time, at least with this plane. Like I said, later on down the road, when money becomes a little bit more available, I have a really cool project planned for a long easy. Not this one, but possibly purchasing another long easy. Something that has been done before, but not to the level that I'm looking at doing it. So, kind of keeping that under wraps for now because I can't do anything about it. I can only plan things in my head. But it's a really cool idea. We'll see what happens with that. But for the meantime, focus is this: go and do the Piper and resting for a little bit because I need some rest. The new job and everything, just wearing it's a lot. It's a long drive to the new job and everything. So, anyways, I'm gonna stop talking. Everybody, have a good weekend. See ya.